We are surrounded by reflections, yet starved of substance. Every day we're invited into a theater, one without silence, without depth, without soul. People perform rather than live. They polish their image but neglect their character. We chase the illusion of significance in numbers, likes, views, followers, as if quantity could ever define quality, as if being seen is the same as being understood. But the Stoic sees the deception. This society does not teach you to think, it teaches you to react, to compete, to compare. It teaches you to chase what others chase, and to fear being invisible more than being untrue to yourself. We celebrate those who shout the loudest, not those who think the deepest. We reward appearance over virtue, speed over wisdom, ambition over peace. Yet the Stoic is unmoved. He knows that fame is fickle, that public approval is as stable as the wind, that applause fades, but the soul remains. Seneca once wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." And today we crave more attention, more recognition, more validation. We are rich in distraction, but poor in clarity. We pretend, we filter, we package ourselves in digital form until the difference between who we are and what we show is too great to carry. But a Stoic, he walks quietly through the storm. He is not louder than the world, but he is deeper. He lives for inner truth, not external applause. His compass is not popularity, it is virtue. He does not bend to trends. He does not chase what others desire. He stands in stillness while the world spins in confusion, because he knows that to be unseen but authentic is better than to be celebrated and hollow. And while society may reward the mask, only the soul can feel the weight of its absence. So the Stoic watches the world sell itself, and he chooses not to join. Not out of pride, not out of rebellion, but because he sees clearly there is no peace in being what you're not. And in a society that praises everything but truth, remaining grounded is not weakness, it is mastery. In a world that pulls you in 1,000 directions, the Stoic learns the art of letting go, not of care, but of control, not of love, but of dependence, not of passion, but of attachment to outcome. Modern society thrives on your reaction. It feeds on your outrage, your envy, your fear. It keeps you chasing what it can sell. It whispers, "You're not enough unless you are seen, unless you are praised, unless you belong to the tribe." But the Stoic listens to another voice, the one within. He knows that peace is not found in adjusting to the chaos of the world, but in detaching from the belief that the world must approve of him. He is not indifferent to life. He simply refuses to be enslaved by it. The Stoic understands the more you cling, the more you suffer. The more you need things to be a certain way, the more you're at the mercy of things you cannot control. So he loosens his grip. He lets go of the need to win every argument, to prove his worth, to rise in status. He sees these as illusions, temporary, hollow victories that cost too much of the soul. Detachment to the Stoic is not the absence of emotion. It is the freedom from being ruled by emotion. It is the strength to say, I can want without needing. I can care without clinging. I can love without losing myself. This is true power. Not dominance over others, but dominion over the self. Not control of the world, but control of your response to it. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." And today, most of what steals our energy lies exactly there, beyond our control. What others say, what they think, the pace of the world,
the outcome of things. The Stoic stops resisting what he cannot change, and in doing so, he becomes unshakable. He doesn't hide. He simply chooses what deserves his attention. He doesn't retreat from life. He steps back far enough to see clearly. And in that space, clarity is born, wisdom rises, peace returns. Because the Stoic knows it is not the storm that drowns a man, it is his inability to stop fighting the waves. In a world that moves faster each day, where silence feels awkward and stillness feels strange, the Stoic returns to what cannot be taken, his inner depth, because everything else, reputation, status, trends, can be given and taken by others. But what you cultivate within is yours alone. While others chase visibility, the Stoic cultivates presence. While others seek approval, he refines his principles. And while the world exhausts itself trying to appear happy, the Stoic becomes truly at peace. He knows that the soul does not grow through noise. It grows in stillness, in solitude, in reflection. That's why so many fear being alone, because they have built their identity on the gaze of others. Remove the audience, and the self disappears. But the Stoic builds quietly, internally, brick by brick. He finds strength in being unknown because he knows who he is without being told. This isn't retreat, it's revelation. To step away from the madness, not to escape the world, but to re-enter it awake. So what does it mean to be a Stoic in today's world? It means to swim against the current of superficiality, to replace anxiety with awareness, to exchange image for essence. It means not to reject society, but to walk through it with unshakable clarity. You don't need to be louder, you need to be clearer. You don't need to follow the crowd. You need to know why you stand alone. You don't need to conquer the world. You need to conquer yourself, because peace is not found in what's popular. It is found in what is eternal, virtue, truth, depth. The Stoic does not wait for the world to become wise. He becomes wise despite the world. And in doing so, he becomes a quiet revolution. If you found value in this journey, subscribe to the Sleep Philosopher for more stories, reflections, and philosophical awakenings. Let's bring depth back to a shallow world together.